Hey there and welcome. So, you're ready to have your first English conversation? That's awesome, but it can also feel a little terrifying, right? You know that feeling? Your heart starts pounding, the words just disappear. I get it, but I promise by the end of this, you're going to have a simple step-by-step guide that makes speaking English feel so much easier. Seriously. Okay? Let's jump right in.
Okay, first things first, if you're feeling nervous, I really want you to know you're not alone. That feeling of shyness, that insecurity, it's honestly the biggest hurdle for pretty much every single person learning a new language. It is completely normal. But here's the catch, right? That fear can stop you from practicing. And if you don't practice, well, it's really hard to get better. It's this tricky cycle. But you know what? Today, we're going to break it.
So what if we just thought about conversations in a totally different way? I want you to forget this idea that it's some scary, unpredictable test of your English skills. No. Instead, I want you to think of it like a game with really simple rules, or even better, like a map, one that shows you exactly where to go, step by step, a map that you can learn, follow, and totally master.
And that map, well, that's exactly what we're going to look at first. It turns out, almost every single first conversation you'll have follows a super predictable four-step pattern. This isn't just a bunch of random phrases thrown together. Nope, it's a reliable map that's going to guide you all the way from hello to goodbye, and you'll feel confident the whole time.
So here they are, the 4 phases. A greeting, then an introduction, a little bit of small talk, and finally, the farewell. See, it's just a simple, straight path. And the best part is, when you know what's coming next, you don't have to worry about getting lost or what to say. That predictability, that's the magic trick. It calms your nerves and lets your brain focus on, actually speaking.
And if you look at the goal for each phase, it's actually super simple. The greeting, all you're doing is making friendly contact. The introduction, you're just swapping some basic info. Small talk, you're just trying to build a little connection. And the farewell, it's just about ending the conversation politely. See how each step just flows right into the next one? It's totally manageable, right?
Now, inside that first phase, there's this really cool little tool I like to call the confidence loop. It works like this. When someone says, "Nice to meet you," and you reply with that simple automatic phrase, "Nice to meet you too," something amazing happens. It's this tiny, successful exchange that instantly tells your brain, hey, I'm doing this right. It's a small win for sure, but it gives you this immediate boost of confidence that can carry you through the whole chat.
All right, so you've got your map. Now you just need one really important tool to help you use it. I'm about to show you the single most important piece of grammar a beginner needs. Seriously. You can think of it like your grammar superpower, a simple but really powerful key that unlocks pretty much everything else.
And don't worry, it's not some long list of complicated rules. Nope. It is just one verb. One single verb that is going to be the backbone of your entire first conversation, and that verb is
the verb to be. That's it. This is your grammatical superpower. With this one verb, you can say who you are, I am Sarah, where you're from, I am from London, and you can even ask questions. Are you from here? It's the engine that drives your whole introduction. Seriously, mastering to be is the absolute fastest way to get comfortable as a beginner. So if you're going to focus on one thing, make it this.
So what does this look like in a real conversation? Well, this table shows you the basics, right? But here's a little secret to sounding way more natural. See those words in the parentheses? I'm, your, he's? Those are called contractions, and that's how people actually talk in everyday English. Using them is going to make you sound more fluent and, honestly, probably feel a lot more comfortable too.
Okay, so you've used your to-be superpower, you've made it through the introduction, and now you're at phase 3, small talk. I know. This can feel like the scariest part for a lot of people. But don't worry. The goal here is not to be super brilliant or funny. The goal is just to keep the conversation going for a few minutes, and we're going to do that with some really simple tricks.
And the main key here is asking the right kind of question. So you've got 2 types. A closed question is something like, do you like music? And the answer is just yes or no. And then silence. The conversation can die right there. But an open question is different. It usually starts with words like what, where, or why. So instead of do you like music, you ask, what music do you like? See the difference? That second one invites a much longer, more interesting answer. It keeps things going.
And you know what? Here is probably the simplest but most powerful trick for small talk. Ready? After they answer your question, just ask, why? That's it. It's like a magic word. So if they say, I like rock music, you just come back with, oh, why? And boom, you've just invited them to share more details, more feelings, a bit of their story. It's great because it takes all the pressure off of you and it actually helps you build a better connection.
So what should you even talk about? My advice is to just stick to safe, simple, universal topics. You really don't need to be discussing politics or philosophy in your first conversation. Just think about things like hobbies, music, sports, movies, or work and studies, food, daily life, what they're doing on the weekend. These are all perfect. Everyone has something to say about them, and it just keeps everything light and low pressure.
All right, you did it. You handled the small talk. You're almost at the finish line. Now for the final step on our map, saying goodbye. And let's be honest, ending a conversation can feel just as awkward as starting one sometimes. But guess what? Just like everything else we've talked about, the farewell doesn't have to be weird. It's just a simple, scripted exit that helps you end things on a really positive, confident note. And here it is, your 3-step exit plan. Think of it like a super simple recipe. Step 1, you signal that it's time for you to leave. Step 2, you say something nice about the conversation. And step 3, you use a normal farewell phrase. That's it. If you can remember those 3 things, you'll never feel trapped or awkward trying to leave a conversation ever again.
In fact, here's a script you can memorize and use right away. For step 1, the signal, you could say something like, well, it's getting late and I have to go now. For step 2, the nice comment, it was really nice to meet you. And for the final farewell, a simple goodbye or take care. See? It's clear, it's polite, and it works perfectly every time. Okay, so let's recap. You have the map, you have your superpower verb, and you have scripts for starting, continuing, and ending a conversation. The only thing left, the final ingredient, is practice. Because confidence doesn't really come from just knowing this stuff, it comes from actually doing it. And the good news is there are so many tools out there now that make practicing safer and easier than ever before.
Look, that fear of making a mistake in front of someone, it's real. I totally get it. And that's exactly why practicing in a safe, low-pressure place is so powerful. It gives you the freedom to try things out, to make mistakes, to fail, and to get better, all without that fear of being judged. It's basically your own private rehearsal space before you go out into the real world. And there are some amazing tools that can help you do just that. You've got AI tutors, where you can practice conversations over and over again completely privately. There are language exchange apps that connect you with real people from around the world who are also learning. And then there are other apps that just help you focus on your pronunciation. Think of these tools like your own personal gym, but for building up your speaking muscles. So there you have it. You've got the map, you've got the tools, and you've got the strategies. You know now that a conversation isn't a test. It's just a simple, predictable path. And I promise you, that feeling of shyness, it will start to fade with every single one of those little wins. Your next conversation is out there, just waiting for you. So the only real question left is, who are you going to say hello to?